everybody, John from Retired Rider. Hope you guys are doing well today. It's a wet, rainy, cold day here in Ohio. Nasty day. But anyway, I was sitting in the house and I was thinking back about all the bikes I own. And I was thinking way back to my first bike, which I really don't consider my first bike, but it was. Street bike. Not counting, dirt bikes, mini bikes, things of that nature when we were younger kids. But my first street bike was a Kawasaki Ninja 600. We didn't have it that long. It didn't fit me and my ex-wife. It just didn't fit us. It just wasn't comfortable. And I said, you know what? This just ain't my style. So I looked around for a while and I found a 1981 Honda CB650 Custom. And that bike, when I first looked at it, it was a good looking bike. It wasn't rusty, it wasn't rusted out, it didn't have a lot of scratches, a lot of wear, the seat wasn't ripped. And this is the early 90s, and I'm purchasing a bike that, of course, was made in the early 80s. But it looked great. So I said, you know what? I didn't see any oil leaks or anything like that at the time. I said, you know what? I'm going to buy this bike. And I'm glad I did. It was a really good running bike. There was no issues with that bike, other than I did notice after riding for a while, like you're out for several hours, that there would be some oil leakage around the head. So I would just wipe it off. You could just wipe it off with a paper towel and you wouldn't even notice it was there. But it kind of got to me after a while, and I said, you know what, we're going to send this up to Honda and get this fixed. So we did. I don't remember how much that cost me to do that. It's been so long ago. But that bike, that's the only thing I ever had to do to that bike, other than, routine maintenance. The chain, oil in the chain, things of that nature, or, of course, oil changes, tires if it needed it, things like that. But we had that bike for a while, and we rode that bike just everywhere. Now, we got to a point where it was just not, it became an issue where there wasn't a lot of room between me and her. The bike just, here we go again, this bike, it was great and everything, and we had it for a while, but it just didn't fit us the way we wanted it to either. So, but we got a lot of mileage out of that bike. We got a lot of use out of it. So, eventually, we sold it on to my brother, and he had that bike for a while. And then he sold it on to my brother-in-law, which he had that bike for a while. But that was an excellent, excellent running bike. I started out on metric bikes. Of course, you know that. I just told you that. And I rode metric bikes, nothing but metric bikes. You guys watch my channel, you know this. All the way up until 2018 is when we got our first Harley, 2006 Road King. And of course, now we have the 2019. And, say what you will, and I know a lot of people don't like metric bikes, but say what you will, I have had no issue with them. They're great bikes. They're dependable. They're long-lasting. Just look at that 81 650 Custom I had, Honda. When I got it, it was several years old. And it went through me, my brother, and my brother-in-law, and then who knows who else it went through. And, it was a great bike. Now, I'm not saying Harley ain't. You guys know that. I love my Harley. And Harleys are good bikes, too. But just wanted to get on here. I was thinking about it, and then I started thinking about all the bikes I had after that. I think after the Honda CB650 Custom, we bought a brand new, I believe it was in 99. I had bikes in between there, but I believe it was in 99 we bought a brand new Suzuki Intruder, and we actually traded that in for a brand new that was an 800, and I think I know we traded that in for a Suzuki Intruder 1400, and that was a great bike. So yeah, we had a. I mean, I could sit here all day and go over how many bikes we've had, you know, and that would be a long video. But I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, you know, it'd be interesting to know what was your first bike. You know, what did you start out on? Excluding, like I said, mini bikes, dirt bikes, things of that nature. You know, what was your actual street bike, your first street bike? And what was your next bike? Where did you go from there? You know, I know I caught a lot of flack from going from metric bikes to Harley. I've mentioned this to you guys before. You know, people were like, you know, you always swore you would never leave, you know, you'd never stop riding metric bikes. The reason I keep pointing that way is because the Vulcan's sitting there. But, and I thought, you know, but then I had a lot of group of people that said, you know, you got to give Harley a try, man. Once you ride a Harley, you're never going to go back. You're never going to go back. So that's why, you know, I've told you guys this before. That's why I went to bought the Harley, went out and searched for one, bought it. And, you know, I got to admit, they were right. I'm never going to go back to just a metric bike. I'm always going to have a Harley. Like I said in the previous video, if we do decide to get rid of the Vulcan, I will go, my backup bike will be a Harley. Anyway, get back to what I was talking about. Let me know what you got, what your guys' first bike was. You know, did you start out on metric bikes and then go to the Harley? Or did you start, you know, straight out on Harleys? You know, everybody started somewhere. And you know me on this channel, I don't care what you ride. I don't care if it's a metric bike, a Harley. I don't care. I don't care. I accept all riders. I accept everything everybody rides. You know, whatever you ride is great for me as long as you're in the wind. Yeah, send me some pics if you would. Send me some pics of your first bike, or even just tell me what your first bike was. I mean, I'm interested to know. You know, we all started out on something. We all got our start, you know, that first starter bike. And to me, it's interesting. But like I said, if I sat here and, you know, over the last 30 years and thought of every bike I had, I don't think I could even remember all of mine. Some I had for just a few weeks. Some I had for a few years. Some I had for a few months. You know, I gotta say, I've been through a lot of bikes. But I still remember that Honda CB650 Custom, 1981. I mean, I know we can't keep all bikes, you know what I mean? Like, I regret getting rid of a lot of bikes. I regret it to this day. But, you know, I can't keep every bike I have ever owned. I'd have a warehouse full of bikes. But yeah, it just came to my mind. I guess I got a little, you know, like, wow, man, I remember that bike. You know, it just came to my mind like that was a good bike. You know, it wasn't a bad looking bike. The paint wasn't great, but it was an '80s paint. You know, in the '90s it still wasn't that bad. I mean, I had thoughts of painting it black, and I think back then I even got prices on somebody painted black for me, but it never did happen. Like I said, we eventually moved on to the Suzuki Intruder, and it was a blue bike, and it was just, of course, the color blew the Honda out of the water, but the color of the Honda. But anyway, like I was saying, send me a pic or just let me know, what was your first bike? What was that very first ride that you got and you started riding? Hey, you guys have a great day. Safe out there. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care now.